Hello lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life, and welcome to yet another episode of Ask Alex, where you ask me your burning Nintendo questions and I do my best to answer them. The big question today comes from James, who asks whether there'll be an F-Zero X 3D for the 3DS. Now, F-Zero X is one of those games that has a huge cult following. There's a really tight-knit group of people who absolutely love the game. And there's plenty of reasons to love it. It's really fast-paced. It's got excellent courses. It's really, really well put together altogether, really. Put together altogether. Lovely. It's the sort of game that would probably translate very well to the 3DS. I mean, we've seen a number of N64 titles ported before. We've got Ocarina of Time, Lilac Wars, or Star Fox 64, depending on where you come from. There's Majora's Mask just coming out, and there was also Super Mario 64 for the DS with the standard sort of D-pad controls, which weren't quite as hot, but it's still a thing. If you were to take F-Zero X and stick it on the 3DS, I think the most important thing is that it need to have decent multiplayer, because that's where it was really, really strong on the N64. But of course the N64 had the disadvantage of having only a single screen, so you just had split screen, and made it really quite difficult to see what was going on at times. Online multiplayer, local multiplayer, these are all things that would be absolutely brilliant for an F-Zero game. And if not a new one, then why not go for one which is largely considered the best in the series? I don't quite know what you use the touchscreen for, but I'm sure there are some ideas out there. I mean, they've done all this before, even if it was just a mini-map. I mean, that'd be enough really, wouldn't it? But will we see a 3D remake? Unfortunately, I would say probably no, and the only reason I'm saying that is because F-Zero, whilst it is a fantastic series and F-Zero X is a brilliant game, it's just not got the same appeal as, say, Mario Kart, at least to a broader audience. It's got a big following, but it's a cult following. It's a very select group of people, and Nintendo at the moment, with the problems with the Wii U, they're probably trying to go for as broad an audience as possible, and as such, I just don't see F-Zero fitting in there. We got the DLC track on Mario Kart 8, but unfortunately, at least for now, I don't think we're going to be seeing anything else. Quickfire questions now. Nikan has asked me, how does saving work in Majora's Mask 3D? Well, in the original Majora's Mask you just had the owl statues which you'd hit with your sword and then you could save, but then it would take you out of the game, and it basically functioned as like a temporary quick save. Well, in the new version things are going to be different, but we don't quite know how. What we do know from the German Amazon website is that there's going to be something called feather statues, and they're going to be dotted around more frequently than the owl statues, which suggests that the owl statues are maybe going to be there and they're going to be more of a permanent save, but the feather statues may be able to be used as a more temporary save like the owl statues of the past. This isn't necessarily confirmed though, so don't take it as gospel. Brent has asked me, when is Daisy going to be in Super Smash Bros? Well, she kind of already is as an alternative colour scheme for Princess Peach, and I know that's not what you mean, but the fact is that Daisy is sort of she's really rather a small character, and she's so similar to Peach in so many ways that I really can't see her having a space in any Super Smash Bros. Game, if I'm honest, which is a bit sad because I'm quite fond of her. I'm considerably more fond of her than, say, Dark Pit. Finally, Zachary has asked, are the Earthbound Forever rumours true? No. Because Earthbound is one of those series, if anything it would probably be called Mother anyway, and go by the Mother title, because that's what it's known as in Japan. And they've had 3 games, we've only had one. One game in Earthbound, if you like, and 3 in Mother, although Mother 2 and Earthbound are the same game. It's, again, a lot like F-Zero, it's not a game that really has too broad a following. It's big, but again, it's specific. And again, I think Nintendo are trying to change their tack on that one. So, honestly, no, I'm afraid not. I don't believe them. Sorry. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give that subscribe button a bit of a poke if you want to. And be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. If you want to ask me a question and see whether it gets answered in one of these episodes, there's a link in the description where you can click and you can ask me a question over Twitter. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.